The primary function of most professional systems rely on efficient repeated execution of a complex setting of underlying logics. Process input data and output new data for the next process. However, Deeplight can make it simpler and easier. Since we met Model of Models platform in the last video, we have got lots of feedback and consultation. So let's briefly review the basic use for the platform. Lots of users will use Excel to express, test and visually display their professional mathematical logic. Now, you just need to load this Excel file into the Deeplight Model of Models platform and configure its corresponding input and output setting. For example, setting the age field corresponding to the position. The calculation range is 0 to 49 years. Similarly, we set the gender field to the values F, M. The target result can be the premium, or any number of other results, such as the new business value rate, and put them into the right position. Then click Run. And the system will automatically learn the Excel model, generate a professional code, and calculate the results for you to save. Compared with the original calculation in the Excel model, this platform execution speed soared hundreds of times, and even far ahead of other corresponding professional systems in this field. Once the calculation is done, users can export the result directly, or send the final result to the next system. Last week, we released a new feature to the Model of Models platform. Based on the professional code generated by the platform, after learning your model, the system can help you to generate an executable file, and you can directly send this file for the other user to use it, which means they can get the results in various dimensions by running the model on themselves. It is a great benefit for you to save the time to run the model over and over again, and also let the user more flexible and convenient to get the results of various dimensions of analysis they need to use. After receiving the released file, the receiver can directly double-click to generate the executable version of the model. Double-click the Generate Model tab, and you will see the familiar configuration page. However, in the release version generated by Model of Models platform, the next model user cannot change the model calculation and configuration logic, and for the security and intellectual property protection reasons, is limited by the restrictions set by the model publisher. It can be prevented from the user to see the calculation and configuration logic. Users are only allowed to modify preset parameter range such as age and gender. Even the publisher can limit the use time, the scope of user and the number of use, by controlling the license file. When the users use the model for the first time, they need to ask for the permission, and send their own relevant information to the administrator, download and activate the license. In this way, the Model of Models platform can solve the dilemma between flexible use and efficient application of professional systems. Fundamentally, most professional systems are positioned to transplant the core mathematical logic of the profession to a more efficient platform for execution, to cut the time and reduce the financial and human costs, and promote business development. However, in many companies, the systems they use is always oscillated between more efficient or more flexible. Once you want it to promote on one side, it will need to lose some benefit on the other side. Because of this reason, all the users and relevant operation and maintenance personnel and project managers are struggling in the cycle of complaining, re-optimization, re-online, re-standardization, compromise, over and over again. It wasting valuable time to learn and grow, sacrificing the wonderful moments with their families, and wasting the passion and enthusiasm on our own career development. I think no one will want it to be re-established over and over again, and let us adjust it, unless. But why we cannot get them both? The basic contradiction lies in the cycle. Efficiency is the original purpose of the system. After a deeply exploration and research the object of modeled, we know that the way for the system to improve more efficient is usually using by adding more new logical expressions and norms, such as table control. However, what ultimately drives the development is new ideas and new logic. The core advantage is that it covers places that others have not thought of. In other words, the mathematical model needs to break through the existing norms and restrictions. This cycle is the product of the times. Without this cycle, there may have been no Deeplight, but our Deeplight aims to break this cycle, and break the optimization and reconstruction cycle logic behind it. Deeplight takes the perspective beyond specific modeling objects, and focuses on the modeling process. The first principle of all systems is that the problems they deal with can be solved by a limited number of logical steps. Starting from this axiom, based on the patented algorithm of reverse logic dependence and path backtracking, developed for many years, the Deeplight model platform abstracts the finite steps used to solve the target problem in Excel or other carriers into a self-developed logic structure, a minimal logic expression tree. Then, the minimum logic expression tree is translated into low-level code, conforming to efficient specifications by the long-term trained Deeplight programming robot. The algorithm is executed by the concurrent large computing array engine of Deeplight, which completes all the steps quickly and gets the results. In other words, under a series of Deeplight protocols, a group of tireless, efficient, and reliable robots help us complete the exploration from free and flexible professional logic to normative and efficient computational code. Maybe you're in the middle of that quest right now, after months of struggling to maintain your passion. Maybe you have a timeline in front of you, and are entering the cycle with both excitement and dread. How long does this journey take for our platform? 3 to 8 minutes. Yes, 3 to 8 minutes. So, why not use this time to try something new? Let's take another example of annuity insurance, to take you through the typical use scenario of the Deeplight model of models platform. Annuity insurance is related to each of our pension needs, and there are complex actuarial principles behind it. When the company internally discusses the design form of annuity insurance, and the sales staff shows the form to customers, most of them rely on the calculation results provided by the actuarial department. For example, relevant personnel such as marketing and sales want to analyze a more creative and innovative pension product, such as the payment structure, can experience one or more rising and falling cycles. It is necessary to hand over such product design to the relevant personnel of actuarial pricing, readjust the model, and then repeatedly calculate and provide the results. Although the payment logic behind this idea only needs 3 or 5 words to be clear, but the company's precious actuarial resources were already inundated with similar requests. The idea that gets people excited will, unsurprisingly, sit in the queue for days, weeks, or even until the enthusiasm dies down, and a similar product appears in the market by another competitor. But we have nothing to do. Over time, companies will start discussing whether they need to build a professional system to speed things up. The first task is to agree on how the system should define how different product forms should be represented and counted. The product form is lots of different kinds, and the leadership requires it to be completed within the year. In the end, the only conclusion can only grasp the major product, and leave behind the small one, do the mainly first, and gradually optimize. However, in the end of the year, the system is still stuck in a sea of bugs. The mainstream has changed already. In the meantime, the Deeplight user only needs to update a simply changed model into the platform, and after the system learns the logic of the model, they can package a model application that is ready for users to use. The whole system only takes 3 to 8 minutes. After receiving a model that reflects their ideas, users apply for permission, and then can use it within the limits, such as to see what happens when they are guaranteed to age 60, or when the commission structure is adjusted. The results can then be exported for storage, or further pushed to other systems for analysis. This model, packaged and released by the robot, can be used in every software and every environment, cause is locally executed, no need any network link and other requirements, ensuring the safety and flexibility of the use process. Even more, the Deeplight model of models platform supports the direct conversion of these professional models into jar packages required by IT systems, which can be directly embedded into next systems by IT departments or related developers, saving a lot of system update, online and testing time. When the form of the product changes in the future, the actuarial personnel can directly generate the new jar package. After playing the video last time, we got lots of feedback, and we have seen that the Deeplight model of models platform can be used broad beyond our imagination. Any professional mathematical logic model, as long as the underlying logic can be clearly expressed through a system such as a spreadsheet, that can be seamlessly integrated into the Deeplight model of models platform to achieve efficient logic learning, computation execution, code encapsulation, and application distribution. The model of models platform is based on the underlying core technology, independently developed by our Deeplight, which is a deep refinement and abstract sublimation of the mathematical logic expression process of massive quantitative models. After all the presentations, whether you can't wait to try it? If so, feel free to inquire. From this month, we will release 5 free test licenses every week for users who are interested to experience and use. You can make an appointment through our official account, company email, or your friends in Deeplight. Free test users will be able to directly enter the platform page experience through the Deeplight official website. Meanwhile, the Deeplight model of models platform will also keep progressing with all of you. We will regularly release updates and introduce new application scenarios. We all welcome for your attention and feedback with your thoughts and ideas.